This is a conference meeting of the City Council of the City of Orange Township held in Council Chambers, City Hall, 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, on October 1st, 2024 at 7:02 p.m. Roll call. Councilmember Coley.
Present.
Councilmember Eason.
Here.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent. She's going to be late. Councilmember Montague III.
Present.
Councilmember Ross.
Present.
Councilmember Jamie Summers is absent. And Councilmember Wooten, absent.
She'll be in a few minutes.
Okay. Also present is Joyce Lanier, City Clerk, Tamara Robinson, Deputy City Clerk, Chris M. Hartwick, the Business Administrator, Derek Brown. I think I saw him. He's here. Okay. Gracia R. Montillas, the City Attorney.
Yes.
Marlon G. Towns, Legislative Research Officer. Vincent Vidiella. No. Marguerite Homier is absent. Trish Scipio is here. Let's have a moment of silence.
Madam Clerk, can we have a moment of silence for Council Vice President Tennessee Eason's brother who passed away last week?
Amen.
Thank you.
Please be apprised, anyone wishing to discuss agenda or general items shall sign their name on a comment sign-up sheet and will be allowed to speak for a maximum of 5 minutes to interact with the City Council. The requirements of NJSA 10:4-9 etc. The Sunshine Law has been met. A notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, published in the record transcript on July 11, 2024, posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, the council's website, the city website, and filed in the office of the city clerk. Council President, do we have any matters of discussion?
Council members, I need to suspend the rules, and I just want to note that our Fire Chief Brown just arrived. Thank you for coming. We'll suspend the rules and ask, we have a special presentation of a couple of minutes. Mr. Michael Gray, you want to introduce yourself? Could I get a motion to suspend the rules?
Motion to suspend.
Second, Ross.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And right after him, we're going to have the county representative, Mr. Bledsoe, give a few words. So, Michael, you can.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, member of council.
Good evening.
Distinguished members of this city. I just want to be very brief. My name is Michael Gray. I used to be the chief of staff for the late Congressman Donald Payne Jr. But now I work as a senior outreach advisor to the new U.S. Senator George Holman. So I'm just here to let you know that we are at your service. There are lots of federal resources and programs that we have in our office that people don't know about. So I'm just here to let people know. For example, if you have issues that deal with internal revenue, Social Security, Medicare, if you have issue with your passport, it's something that we can address. Issue that deal with HUD and housing. So Senator Helmy has been very proactive in the community. That is why he asked me to be here to let you know about things that he's doing. He's been very instrumental. As you know, that the government shutdown was supposed to occur sometime last week, but his vote was very instrumental in stopping the government shutdown. And we all know of the consequences that occur when the government shut down. So, and I know sometimes the city of Orange might be applying for a federal grant. Our office can also do a letter of support to be able to support your grant with the federal institutions. So please reach out to us if you have any federal issue. The number to the office is 973-645-3030, 973-645-3030. So lastly, Senator Hellman office is here to serve you in the best way possible. Thank you for listening.
Mr. Gray, you want to give his name again so that people
George
can really...
is George Helmy, Helmy, George Helmy.
And where's his office located?
It's located in. We have a couple of offices. One is in 210 in Jersey City, on Hudson Street, and we have an office in Barrington, and also in Washington D.C. But the number is one of the best way you can contact us, which is 973-645-3030.
Any questions?
Any questions?
For Mr. Gray?
Council Vice President.
Yes, Councilman Roy.
Mr. Gray, do you have any cards that you can give us?
You know, Ron, it's a very good question. You know, Senator Helmy was put in office on the 9th of September. So we're in the process of getting the business card, you know, but that's why I gave the number. And that I can give my personal cell number too.
What is it?
862-600-0884. So to just make a long story short, you don't really have to do all this thing by yourself. If you are facing issue with the Internal Revenue Office, if your passport is missing, if you have a relative that has like immigration issues, those are services that we can provide for you free of charge. Everything is free. So, is there any question?
Any other question for Mr. Gray?
Thank you.
Thank-
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good seeing you again.
Okay.
So just for the record, Councilwoman Wooten arrived at 7:07 p.m. and Police Chief Vidiello arrived at 7:06.
All right, Mr. Bledsoe?
Good evening, Madam President, members of the council. Again, Reginald Bledsoe. I have the honor and privilege of being the Essex County liaison to the Township of Orange. Just a couple of updates. Just this morning, I was briefed by our Director of Public Works on the progress that has been made on the project that's happening in the Essex County Monte Irvin Park. We do know now today that the field sod was installed. I'm sure the residents have seen that taking place. Also, the update that I received is that the building foundation is beginning to be built out and being worked on. Just a couple of updates on some fall activities that the county executive and administration is hosting. This coming October 29th at 12 noon at the Essex County Veterans Courthouse, the county executive will be dedicating memorial plaques to the late Bill Pascrell, the late Congressman Donald Payne Jr., the late Peter Shapiro, who was the first county executive in this county, and Alvin Alton Littles Jr. Additionally, we will be hosting our Essex County Recycle Day for computers and electronics that will be held Saturday, October 19th from the time 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. At the Essex County Public Works facility at 99 West Bradford Avenue in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. Items that will be accepted is computers, monitors, printers, fax machines, scanners, telecom equipment, speakers, televisions, keyboards, mainframes, VCRs, stereos, DVD players, toasters, irons, and old cellular telephones. There is no fee. This is free to the residents. And I will leave all of this information with the clerk's office so she can disseminate this as well. And I believe most of the members of the council have received this as well via email. The county executive and administration is also hosting the Stretcher Mutt Pet Contest Parade. Free entry prizes will be awarded. The dates are again Saturday, October 19th at the Essex County Branch Park. Registration starts at 9:30. The parade begins at 10 a.m. and the rain date will be October 20th. Additionally, October 26th, there will be another parade at the Essex County Brookdale Dog Park. The entrance is the Grove Street entrance. Registration again is 9 a.m. The parade begins at 9:30 and the rain date will be October 27th. And last but not least, October 26th, same Saturday, very busy this fall for the county. We will be again hosting another Stretcher Mutt, the Essex County Grover Cleveland Park near the pond. Registration begins at 1 p.m. Parade begins at 1:30 p.m. and the rain date is October 27th. Additionally, the county executive and the administration is hosting a trick-or-treat at the zoo. Everyone is welcome. There will be candy given out throughout the zoo area. There is an admission fee of $3 for current zoology members and $5 for general admission. There will also be a spooky story time from 4:15, 5:15, 6:15, and 7:15 at the zoo, and that date will be Thursday, October 31st from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Essex County Turtleback Zoo. Last admission will be at 7 p.m. And last but not least, there will be an additional Essex County Recycle Day. Hazardous house waste will be held Saturday, November 9, 2024, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Items that will be accepted, again, plant trimmers, oil-based plants, chemistry sets, propane tanks, pool chemicals, automated fuel, things of that nature, dark room photography chemicals, and a whole host of other things. Again, as always, I'm here to serve this township, its residents, and the members of the council. We're always here to serve you and to answer any questions that you may have, and we're just a phone call away. Again, through your chair, thank you, Madam President, and thank you for the opportunity to address the residents today.
Council,
President.
Okay.
yes.
Council President.
Yes,
That was a lot.
Councilwoman.
I want through you to Mr. Bledsoe for the stretcher month. Can we enter our dogs in any municipality? The dogs can be entered. And is there a registration period?
Yes, that is correct. Anyone can register from any municipality, and there's no registration fee. Admission is free.
Councilman Colin?
Yes, Mr. Bledsoe, first of all, how you doing? How you been, all right?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, me too. Mr. B.A., I mentioned to you earlier, maybe last week or the other day, regarding the parking on Central Avenue, in front of 210 Central Avenue. A while back, we passed an ordinance, a parking ordinance on Central Avenue, permit parking, for the residents, specifically at 210 Central Avenue, because there is nowhere to park for them. And for some reason, the county, they didn't approve, or they said that ordinance wasn't, correct. And it's been going on like way too long. The residents over there are being like, punished, with the parking. So I'm begging you, if you could, get a meeting together as to, or get the question answered why this ordinance, can't be done, and if so, can someone explain the reason why? These are Orange residents, voters, the Essex County residents and voters. I think they deserve better, rather than every night getting hit upside the head, with parking tickets. It's a hazard, So if and when that meeting is, put together, please, can you reach out to me and let me know, because I would like to be there.
Definitely.
As to why this cannot happen.
And of course, through the proper channels, through the president and through the VA, we can set up a conversation.
Thank you very much.
But I'm not able to address the specific issue in this forum.
That's fine.
But
That's
we'll have a
fine.
meeting.
I get it, but it's been going on just way too long.
I understand.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Councilman Ross?
Yes, thank you for being here this evening. I did ride by Orange Park today, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. I see the fields are about 90% completed, and like you said, you're getting ready to work on a community field house. So I want to say thank you for that. But I've been talking about this the last 2 or 3 council meetings. You wasn't here, and so I'm going to be a little redundant. We got a deer problem in the city of Orange, especially in the South Ward. Okay, deers are running all over the place. They're eating up the vegetation and shrubbery, and doing their business in our yards, and it's a crazy thing. My question was, and I'm glad you're here and you can take this back to your superiors, but is there some kind of resources or something that you guys can do to dart these deers and take them back to the reservations, or at least, give them birth control, okay? Because they had babies in my backyard, okay? And it's a bad problem, and it's got to continue to happen if you don't do anything about it.
So Councilman, through your chair, Madam President, to Councilman Ross, thank you for that question. Previously, we talked a little bit about that there is the deer management program up at the reservation where there are licenses issued to individuals who choose to go out and to hunt the deer and shoot them. That has been one way we've been able to mitigate some of the birth control issues. In terms of something more localized, we would have to set up a conversation specifically, probably with the Department of Environmental Protection or someone in terms of like public works management at the county. But I do know that specifically as it relates to the county of Essex, our properties, that there are license issues in November and December where there's a deer management program and folks go out and hunt and shoot the deer to try to mitigate some of the birth control issues that you're referencing.
Okay, well, can you have that conversation regarding the municipalities, especially the city of Orange, as to what we can do to mitigate the situation?
So maybe that's a conversation we'd have to have with the administration to see what options are out there from us from a county level. Probably it's something that we probably would have to get the Department of Environmental Protection or the Forestry involved for something more localized.
Have you heard this, or is this happening in other municipalities?
It's happening in other places, specifically those in larger areas with forests and trees and things of that nature. So yes, this is not something unique to Orange, specific to the South Ward, but it's unique in most of the rural parts of the county. So we are aware of it, and there are steps being taken to mitigate the issues in terms of, like I mentioned, the licenses that are issued to shoot the deer and things of that nature. But on the flip side, even though some folks could be proponents and supporters of the deer management program, but there's also a lot of animal rights people who prefer not to go that route as well. So it's trying to keep this balanced approach as well. But there are programs that the county has administered to address specifically the issues that you're talking about.
Please keep us abreast, okay?
Definitely.
Thank you.
Mr. Blesser, just one quick question. Does the county still have a geese patrol?
I'm sorry, say that?
Geese patrol.
I believe, yes. I know that there's been issues around
Wait.
the Weekday Park area when it comes to like planes landing and coming from Newark Liberty International Airport. But there is a patrol.
When you get a chance, could you text me the number of how to reach them?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Madam
Councilman
President,
Coley?
I just have one last question. A few years back, the county used to run the mosquito control, but is that still functioning?
Yes.
They changed the number? They have a new number?
That's through our Department of Public Works. I can get the phone number for you right now.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Apologize.
That's good.
Just for the record, Councilwoman Summers Johnson arrived at 7:19 p.m.
Phone number I have here for our mosquito control is 973 293 3366 extension 2480.
2480. Got it. Thank you.
And that is located as well in our Cedar Grove location, 99 West Bradford Avenue.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bledsoe.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you for attending tonight.
Council members, are there any resolutions or ordinance that you wish to discuss tonight on the agenda?
Yes, Council Vice President. 35-2024. I looked at this. This is for a handicap parking sign. But I don't see a valid New Jersey state license. was an interim driver's license that was issued, but the document is valid from 8/10/2024 through 9/9/2024.
Business Administrator Hartwell, Director Mays is not here, right?
When this was prepared, there would have been a valid driver's license, so we'll take it back and see that the license is updated.
Okay, thank you.
So are we moving forward with it, or you wanna pull it for the next agenda?
Well, I think the councilman wants it pulled for the next agenda.
Okay.
And 448, I'm withdrawing from the agenda. I'm good, thank you.
And your question, Councilman Ross?
No, I'm good.
Do you want anything on 448?
No, I'm withdrawing it.
Oh, you withdrawing it, okay.
Yes.
Any other council members have any ordinance or resolutions they'd like to discuss?
Council Vice President,
Yes.
449, 2024. I think we need to pull that from the agenda. I spoke to the law department, and according to the law department, the code regarding that does not align with the state statute. So can I ask Attorney Montelis to explain to us?
Yes, Council President, Council Vice President. So we are looking into that, and one of the things that we need to make sure is that our code does align with the state regulation or the state statute governing such appointments. At this time, we don't believe that it does. We're looking into it to make sure that it does get corrected. So at this time, I think it is advisable that 449 be pulled, and it will come back once we've done the proper research and the proper amendments.
City Clerk, you have those notations?
Yes, 448 and 449 are both going to be withdrawn tonight
Right.
or postponed until another time, or any action at all?
And there was one other one. The one for the
They'll be
handicap
pulled.
parking.
No action being
No
taken.
action, no action.
What's the number for handicap? 440. Yeah, 35/20/24.
Okay, I have it.
Any council member have any other ordinance or resolutions they'd like to discuss? If not, please move the agenda.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, Montague.
Motion to adjourn by Councilmember Easton, second by Councilmember Montague III. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The conference is adjourned at 7:25 p.m. This is the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Orange Township held in Council Chamber, City Hall, 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, on Tuesday, October 1st, following the conference meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilman Coley, your lead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
That was from a United States veteran.
Roll call. Councilmember.
Present.
Councilmember Eason.
Here.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent. Councilmember Montague III.
Present.
Councilmember Ross.
Here.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Here.
And Council President here. Also present is Joyce Lanier, City Clerk, Tamara Robinson, Deputy City Clerk, Chris M. Hartwick, the Business Administrator, Derek Brown, the Police Chief, Gracia R. Montillis, the City Attorney, Marlon G. Towns, Legislative Research Officer,
He's here.
Vincent,
He's here.
yeah, I got him. Vincent Vidiello,
He's out.
he's out.
No, he's in the
He's
vestibule.
here, okay,
He's
there
there.
you go. Marguerite Homer is absent, Tricia Scipio is here. The requirements of NJSA 10:4-9 et sec, the Sunshine Law has been met. A notice of this meeting was sent to the record transcript, published in the Star Ledger on July 11, 2024, posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, the council website, the city's website, and filed in the office of the city clerk. Minutes, approval, December 19th, 2023, the conference meeting minutes. Councilmember Ross, Summers Johnson, and Councilmember Wooten were all absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion Coley.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilmember Coley, second by Councilmember Montague the third. Roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent. Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Abstain.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Abstain.
and Council President Wooten.
Abstain.
So that's 3 yeas, 3 abstains, and 1 absent. Motion passed. December 19th, 2023, regular meeting minutes. Councilmember Ross, Summers Johnsons were both absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion, Montague.
Second Coley.
Motion by Councilmember Montague the third, second by Councilmember Coley. Roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent. Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Abstain.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Abstain.
and Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Motion passed. March 19th, 2024, conference meeting minutes. Councilmember Summers Johnson and Councilmembers Wooten were both absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion Ross.
Second Coley.
Motion by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Coley. On the motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent. Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Abstain.
and Council President Wooten.
Abstain.
Motion passed, 4 yeas, 2 abstain, and 1 absent. March 19th, 2024, regular meeting minutes. Councilmember Summers Johnson was absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion to adopt Ross.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Montague the third. On the motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent. Councilmember Montague the third,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Abstain.
and Council President Wooten.
Yes.
Motion passed. April 2nd, 2024, conference meeting minutes. Councilmember Hilbert and Councilmember Wooten were absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion to adopt Ross.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Montague the third on that motion. Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert, absent. Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten.
Abstain.
Abstain. Motion passed. April 2nd, 2024, regular meeting minutes. Motion to adopt.
Motion, Montague.
Second?
Second
Motion.
Coley.
Okay, motion by Councilmember Montague III, second by Councilmember Coley on the motion. Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. June 18th, 2024, conference meeting minutes. Councilmember Hilbert and Councilmember Wooten were absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion to adopt, Ross.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Ross, second by Councilmember Eason. On that motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent. Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten.
Abstain.
Abstain. Motion passed. June 18th, 2024, regular meeting minutes. Councilmember Wooten was absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion Coley.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Coley, second by Councilmember Eason on that motion. Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert, absent. Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten.
Abstain.
Abstain. Motion passed. September 17th, 2024, conference meeting minutes. Councilmember Hilbert was absent and should abstain. Their motion.
Motion Coley.
Second. Wooten.
Motion by Councilmember Coley, second by Councilmember Wooten. On that motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent. Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
Council President Wooten.
Yes.
I
Motion.
think you skipped me.
Oh, I skipped you? I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
Councilmember Ross?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Council President Wooten?
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. September 17th, 2024, regular meeting minutes. Motion to adopt?
Motion Coley.
Second Eason.
Motion by Councilmember Coley, second by Councilmember Eason. All in favor? Wait, Councilmember Hilbert was absent and she's not here tonight. Okay, she was there. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. There are no reports. There are no open reports. Council reports.
No council reports.
No council reports. There's no communications and petitions, citizen comments. Member of the public wishing to address the council may do so during this portion of the meeting. Speakers must sign their name on a comment sign-up sheet and approach the microphone when called upon. The council must called upon to allow maximum public involvement. Each speaker is permitted 1 5-minute period to interact with the council and must provide his or her name and address prior to beginning any remarks. Visual aids are not permitted. Speakers are reminded to be courteous and mindful of other individuals. Each person has the right to speak on any subject but is responsible for abuse of that right. The citizens bear no liability for any comments made by the public and maintain discretion to remove any person engaging in obscene or disruptive conduct. Are there any citizens who wish to speak?
Aisha Samuel. Aisha Samuel.
Good evening, everyone. Aisha, oh, sorry. Aisha Samuel, 401 Highland Terrace. Okay, so how many water wells does Orange own? How many are in operation? How many are leased? and those that are leased? How much do they earn each year, and where does the money go? And how many are being worked on? What's the status of the Highland train bidding? And what's the status of the hospital developers? And when will the meetings start regarding the Scotland Road project? I know it's another name, but I can never remember that doggone name that y'all gave it. In development zone or something like that. But whenever that is supposed to happen, when will that happen? So, what other avenues have you guys discussed or looked at about taxes? Because it's maybe a little bit over 3,900 single-family homes in Orange, and you guys are taxing them to death. So we needed something else to get these taxes, because we do not want y'all to raise taxes again next year. We will do whatever we can to make sure that y'all don't raise taxes again next year. I don't want to see that happen, and neither does anybody else in here. And what's going on with marijuana? What's going on with having weed dispensaries here in Orange? I know that the law department was supposed to be talking to the mayor, who was supposed to be doing some other stuff. So I don't know what's going on with that. And, and why are you continuing to allow pilots here in Orange? If you guys are gonna allow people to build here, they need to pay taxes. Especially now. Because you guys have been raising our taxes for the past 5 years, more than the 2 point whatever it is percentage. Y'all been raising them like 5%. We have one of the highest taxes here in New Jersey. It's freaking ridiculous. I want to cuss so bad, but I'm not. It's ridiculous. So I think I have 2 minutes left, but I think I might be finished because I really do want all of these questions answered. And if you want me to, I can repeat them again for you. Because it took me 2 minutes, so I got two more minutes. So do you need me to ask them again?
So, Ms. Samuel, I'll speak to cannabis. As we stated in a prior meeting, that was going to be brought up on the second meeting in October. This is the first one, so it'll be on the next council agenda.
Okay. And will you guys be voting for it, or like what's gonna happen? Because if it's just a discussion, then I want to know that. But if it's actual vote, I also want to know that as well.
More than likely, it's going to be an ordinance.
Okay.
So we're going to vote on it, and then it goes. And
Yep,
then it comes
I know.
back for
First
second
reading, second reading. I got, girl. I got you.
Yes, ma'am.
I got you.
Thank you.
Okay, so what about the water? I know the
I
BA
defer
has
to-
to answer that.
There are 5 wells, none of them are leased. Well number 5 is under rehabilitation. Well number 8, which would be the 6th well, is out of commission. And
Wait, you said that there were 5 wells, but you called one number 8. Are there like different numbers for them? Like is one called 16 even though it's like number 3?
one is called 6R.
Oh, okay, so you have them named then, but
And
using
no,
numbers.
wells number 1 and 2 are dead.
Okay,
So, as I was saying, well number 8 is under consideration for rehabilitation, but it's been closed for a good 16 years.
okay,
All of the other wells, with the exception of 5, as I mentioned, which is under rehabilitation, are active. They provide water to the system.
okay. And what's going on with the hospital and Highland train station?
It's my understanding that the designated developer for the hospital filed his site plans with the planning board,
Okay,
and they're currently under review.
okay,
No final determination or final determination of completeness for the application has been determined.
okay. So once it goes to the planning board, then it goes back to you guys, or it goes to the historical preservation, or where does it go once it goes to the planning board?
It would go to the planning board, and from the planning board, depending upon what the negotiations are between the developer and the city, it would come here.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. And,
You also asked about the Highland Avenue train station.
Yep,
As I think I mentioned at the last meeting, we had a redefined scope for the project.
Right, you had to send it back out for bidding. I
We
remember
had,
that.
well, first we had to get the funds approved by DOT.
Oh, okay.
So the federal government and DOT and New Jersey Transit last week approved the funds. We're now preparing the bid specs, and they should be out by the middle of November.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Gloria Stewart.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Gloria Stewart, resident of Orange. My address is noted on the sign-in sheet. First, I would like to say I like to reminisce, and I remember when Clerk Lanier came aboard. So I'm happy to still see you sitting there.
Thank you.
That's compliments. Also, I appreciate you looking into parking for the citizens of Orange, and I'm going to give you a little time to let it marinate to see, you know, the improvement. The fact that you're working on it is good. I would also like to put on your food for thought. On your plate is food for thought. I'm a senior citizen, and I do shop at Walgreens in Orange. There are many times there's no shopping carts. And to be honest with you, I use them to support myself as I go through the building. And I brought it to management attention a few times. And I shouldn't have to go to another city to use a Walgreens, and then they don't have them sometimes. So one of the things I do when I go to Dollar General, they have carts. I take them back as I finish to let them know that I appreciate that they have them. And I just brought this to your attention because as the, I guess, governing fathers of Orange, you can sort of address that in a roundabout way. I want to touch on the water. You were talking about water. What I would like to know is the status of the water, the condition. Sometimes you used to give, you know, an update on it, you know, when you check it out to make sure it's worthy of drinking. And I'm hearing a lot now about even bottled water being worthy to drink. So is it possible at our next meeting that you could let us know the status of the water? It's good, fair, you know, that type of thing. And I just want to say, and I wasn't sure about coming. I didn't feel well. And I said a little prayer to the Lord. And one of my favorites is the 23rd Psalm. And he removed the bad feelings that I was having. And I started feeling so good. I came out and I parked, and then when I got here, I didn't see a lot of activity. I was wondering if there was going to be a council meeting, but I remember the first and the third Tuesdays. I don't know if that's still the way it goes, so that's why I came. And I would also like to say, as it relates, and I'm hitting there and there, but in terms of the school district, I'm hoping that the city and the school will work together as a team for the good or the benefit of our students, to have the best or the greatest, in some words of some people, but that we can have in Orange. And I'm going to say this to you. I'm a cancer survivor. And I tell people that to let you know that if God did it for me, he could do it for them too. So I'm also thinking that October is, okay. So I wanted to just say that to all of you. To God be the glory. I am a survivor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. B.A. Chris.
Ms. Stewart, with respect to water quality, the water's tested every day at the source of treatment. It's tested in 20 locations at the source of distribution once a week. And annually, we're required to file a water quality report. That's actually on file. It's on the website under the water page. It's also posted in 5 public places, including the library and the clerk's office. Well, we'll bring a copy of the water quality report to the next meeting so that you can have it.
Okay, and when I get it, then others will get it also. And then what's wrong with giving us more frequent of it because we are giving us.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Ms. Rachel Tennant.
Good evening, Rachel Tennant, 461 Waverly Place. I just wanted to touch on the handicap parking. I read some of the documents. Someone applied back in '22. I don't think anyone that's disabled should wait several years to get a parking spot in front of their home. I have a good friend, she goes to Capitol Hill every year, and she advocates for people with disabilities. She herself is disabled, and so am I. Let's see, 45/2024, I understand it's the first reading. However, I figured let's start early. This would be for a 23-year tax abatement. With my calculations, that project will gross $9 million a year. $9 million gross in rental income. That's about 300 and something units, I believe. $9 million a year. If they paid their taxes, their fair taxes, I'm sure they'll convert that construction loan into a regular mortgage. They could pay their mortgage. Even if they paid out $4.5 million, they still have a big chunk of change. I don't think we need all these tax abatements to ride on the taxpayers' backs. My taxes went up 100% since Warren has been in office. 100%. All I could say is thank God I have a 2-family home and I do have a renter, which helps. But that's not everyone's story. A lot of people are struggling. People are living on their Social Security. Why are we giving developers that gross $9 million? Welfare, that's what it is to me, it's welfare. This needs to stop. There's another project that went through the planning board, I think it was 477 units, Oakwood and Maine. There we go again. That's probably gross $12 million. Why are we giving tax abatement? It makes no sense. It really needs to make sense. And voting yes for all these projects is not making sense. Okay? And all these buildings, even if they did pay their taxes, their fair share, you're overwhelming the school system. Is anyone thinking about the school system? I don't think people that will rent these buildings are going to be childless cat ladies or whatever they say. Okay? They're coming with children. Children needs to go, their kids need to go to school. So everyone needs to really consider if you want to give the big dogs, okay, $9 million and a tax abatement. I guess a tax abatement is a cherry on top. But I think all the citizens are ready to remove that cherry. Pay your fair share. That's it, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tyrone Tarver.
Good evening, Tyrone Tarver, 258 Ogden Street. My first comment is regarding Resolution 469-2024, the new development that everyone's talking about. There's too many reasons to speak of regarding this resolution. The parking issues that will become that will come from the approval of this development are too obvious. For example, the South Fork residents are already seeing the effects of one of the two new developments on the corner of Lincoln Avenue and Highland Avenue. The parking for the new cars that are in the one building that's already been erected, it's stretching from Highland Avenue all the way to Berkeley Avenue, where parking issues never occurred before. Okay, that's only one building. The second building is still to come. So it's gone from bad to worse in the city. The overcrowding of our schools, for the record, I'm a school board member, but I'm speaking on behalf of myself tonight, and my comments are not reflective of the school board. But the overcrowding of the schools is a huge issue. I've been speaking on that here for years and at the school board for years. And it just doesn't seem like the council or the administration is taking what I'm saying into account when they're approving all of these developments that are going on. It's out of control. The school district just last month had to approve renting space at one of the churches in the city that has classrooms because our schools are overcrowded. We can't house the students that we have anymore. The increase of students in our student population, like I said, it's out of control, but that's absolutely due to all of the developments that are being approved here and all of the new students and residents that are coming into the city. The council members and the administration really need to take that into account. My biggest issue with this resolution for the redevelopment, that's receiving another 23-year tax abatement, is a conflict of interest that exists. The new developer that the redevelopment agreement is being transferred to has an address this year that was filed with the state as having the exact same address as the building and business address that City Attorney Ms. Rahi and Mayor Warren own, which is 523 Park Avenue. This conflict is blatant, but not surprising regarding how this administration has operated over the last 12 years. This council needs to take this into account. You need to table this resolution until it can be investigated more or until a new developer is found. For once, look out for the city, the residents and the children, and honestly, if I was on the council, I would reject this resolution altogether. I want to comment on citizen Miss Alicia Samuel's comments tonight. Taxes weren't raised $5 million. The previous 5 years, they were raised much more than that. The last 11 consecutive years, taxes have been raised, 11 years in a row. Again, the previous 5 years, taxes were raised $17 million, including the $5 million tax hike that just occurred in August. The last 6 years, taxes have been raised $22 million. The tax increase is, like I said, it's out of control. Confidence is lost in the council by a large number of residents within the city. The citizens have decided to come together and move forward with petitions to conduct recall petitions and elections for the council persons that are eligible to be recalled. The citizens have gotten together and submitted our first petition for the South Ward position to hold a recall election. It's been submitted to the clerk's office. We're waiting for approval from the clerk's office. And when we get the signatures, when we get the approval, we're going to move forward with that movement. Chief of Staff. Dating back a number of years, the Chief of Staff position has never been approved. I'm wondering why Lewis Copeland still holds that position. Regarding the vote last meeting to approve the settlement for one of the employees who was in the chief of staff position. Is the insurance covering that, or is that money coming out of the taxes?
Mr. Tarver, your time is up.
That's all of my comments.
Thank you.
If you can answer my questions, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
One comment that I think needs to be addressed is the 523 address, which is a multi-tenanted office building owned by Dr. Salerno. It's not owned by the mayor or by any of the city attorney's office, and it is a multi-tenanted office building.
Council President, point of order. Can you ask our business administrator, I think when you're talking, you need to pull your mask down because they don't know what you're saying. So we can clearly understand what you're articulating.
Anybody not hear me?
Yes.
What I addressed was that the office address for the developer is a multi-tenanted office building that's owned by Dr. Salerno. It is not owned by the mayor or by an assistant city attorney, and they do not share office space.
Miss Gloria Bozeman.
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
Prior to my retirement, I was not able to attend city council meetings because of my schedule, but I'm here now. And I know that you understand at this point that I don't leave without questions being answered. We don't get up for just rhetorical statements. We want some answers, and we want you to be accountable to the positions that you hold, to answer the questions of the residents. Sister Gloria, my other Gloria.
You state your address for the record for us.
3450 Olcott Street.
Thank
Look
you.
it up, okay? As my other Gloria will say, she remembers when we used to
Point of order,
diligently.
point of order.
Ma'am.
What was that comment? I'm just a little concerned because nothing disrespectful to you, Ms. Bozeman, but there's a reason that we make statements at the beginning of the meetings. And if we're gonna conform to policy, everybody has to conform to the policy that's set in place. So.
You're ticking off on my clock. Okay, I just want you to understand.
We'll start your clock all over. It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
start my clock all over.
So I think we need to stay with what we structured as a council. If we're gonna continue to have these council meetings, we agreed to come back into the chambers, but respect is respect. So if our clerk says something and asks the questions, please don't give her a smart remark. Just respond.
I don't remember giving a smart
I'm just saying, we
remark.
need the people to respond
Now,
to
listen,
whatever's
out of order. I don't remember giving a smart remark. I came up talking about my retirement and my inability to attend meetings. If that was offensive to anyone, I offer an apology. But that's what I started with, because this is the time of public comment. And somebody said, what was my address? And I responded to them. Okay, because you know me. Okay. All right, so other Gloria and I have been in other meetings, and she knows that I will diligently come until questions are answered. I was on the 2009 focus group that looked at the original strategic plan for the revitalization of Main Street, and I'm quite enamored of the 2018 report that I've received with regard to the revitalization of Main Street, because that too can be a source of revenue that gives taxes to the community, that relieves us of some of that burden that we have at this point. Quality of life is important to me. Plan is impressive. It looks at the vision that's there. But my questions now are to the BA, Mr. Hartwike, or to any of the city council members, or those city council members particularly who are on the planning board and allow these redevelopments coming into our city without offering us anything in terms of quality of life or any relief from the current tax structure. So I'm saying to you specifically, when this report is developed, and I ask everybody should look at this as a 96-page report, my questions will be broken down and they will be specific, but it's just the beginning tonight of what it is that I want to state. And one of the things that they said in that report was to look at those developments as they provided open space and public open spaces and private open spaces to the community. The way these developments are coming up, there are no open spaces. We can barely get from one point to the next. And so I'm wondering, it talked about parking in that report. Is that considered when the planning committee sits down? Do you use this report? Because I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it and diligently follow whether those questions have been answered and whether those of you who are on that planning board or zoning board or whichever appropriate board have looked at this so that we can be operationalized. 4 areas that they identified in terms of goals and objectives. Promote transit-oriented development and activity, incentivize and spur economic growth, and under that spurring economic growth, they said contribute to job creation for the residents. I'm wondering if that was also adhered to, and I'm only picking out a few because I'm gonna be up here for all of them eventually. It said promote Main Street as a destination place, improve existing areas while creating new destinations and neighborhood acres that enrich the retail activities by assuring that they can cater to an economically and culturally diverse population. With regard to that, speaking to Senator Timberlake today, I asked her about that modification with regard to looking at individuals who met a certain level of income requirement, that you don't have to meet it at the 60%. Sometimes if you all have looked at it in the contract, you can meet it at a 120% with regard to the level of accumulation or economics in your community. But it's not looked at with federal, only if you introduce it as a part of the contracts that you are looking at this point. I want to say that I also had the opportunity, because I'm rushing now, I also had the opportunity to recently attend a book signing by Dr. Jacqueline Bobian Blanton. She wrote a book, It Takes a Village to Raise a Reader. It was an interesting book signing. Councilwoman Easton was there, but the reality was when I walked in the children's area of the library, the deterioration that was there did not make it welcoming. And washing the outside of the building is not going to help that. We got to do something with that library that reinforces what you say you're about, and that's the quality of life with regard to the community. What effort? Who was ever on the library committee? I'd like to know what type of programs are developed for our children. There weren't many in there when I went in, maybe 2, 3, 4. What type of programs are developed? Prior to this meeting, someone spoke to adolescents who are not athletically inclined, what type of academic programs, which I believe could be housed or could be a hub in the library. When are people thinking about that? We are waiting, I'm waiting on you all to be accountable to the revitalization report, which I do think speaks to the quality of life. It does speak to the taxes. You've heard others talk about how we are being overburdened. I'm interested in knowing how you use this report to make your decisions about who comes into our community and whether or not they are adhering to what it is that we see as vision for the community. I got 38 seconds. I'm gonna just breathe in and out. So my questions were to either the business administrator, the council people, or the council people particularly on that planning committee. I'm going to keep it simple. Do you use the 2018 revitalization report to make decisions about the contracts that you are entering into with developers?
The answer to your question is that all of the developments follow the recommendations and guidelines of the master plan, which is the document that was worked on for over 2 years. It was the first master plan that had been done here in over 15 years, and all developments and all projects that appear before the planning board have to abide by and conform to the master plan. And many of the things that you read from the 2018 revitalization report are incorporated in the master plan.
Well, I'm going to ask that be specific, because I don't see the open spaces. I don't see the public access. I don't see people in our community being employed. I don't see that they're revitalizing Main Street. I don't see it. So maybe some of the council people can tell me how specific. I know I'm done. I see you looking at me. I know I'm done, but I ain't scared. But I
Gilbert,
look to say.
Ms. Bozeman,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry, your time is up.
Okay, but
Thank you.
my time is up.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
your time in answering the question should not be up.
Council President, can I ask Ms.
Councilwoman
Bozeman,
Easton.
Can I ask Ms. Bozeman? Ms. Bozeman, since you are retired,
Yes, ma'am.
would you be willing, and our library needs a lot of help. Fortunately, we had a vendor that he did the outside of the library free of charge. He donated the time and his equipment. For that, I say thank you. My nephew rode by the other day and he said the library is light-skinned now because it's so light, so it looks a lot better. Yes, we need to do the interior. So would you be willing to start a committee, revise the Friends of the Library so we can raise some money to help our library? We
I'm
have
not
some.
a fundraiser, but I do know you have a committee. I want to be on
Not yet.
planning, because I'm not certain of your question, and we can talk about that.
Right.
Okay.
So let's talk about that offline,
Let's
because
talk-
we,
right, let's talk
okay,
about that offline.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Easton. I think this is Gilbert Davis.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Gilbert Davis of 13 McCain, East Orange. I'm here to speak on the matter of the tax stand. I work in the city of Orange here for 25 plus years. And we having some real issue about where we park on Main and Day Street. So it was said that people who are seniority should have their name placed on the taxi stand. But it's really not working. I'm here to ask if we could get help to remove those names. Because we, and a lot of the taxi guys can park anywhere except one. If you parked at a certain part of the taxi stand, they blocked us in and called the police. And then we may end up getting a ticket because there's a name displayed on it which should not be on it because it's illegal to have a name attached to a taxi stand. It should just say taxi stand only. And there's a lot of injustice where we are not making the money we could make if we were able to park at the front. Years ago, I made a proposal, do a straight line. They said, no, it won't work. It can't work like that. I was one of them who lobbied for all 6 stands to be out there. But yet still, there are guys who come to work way after me. Like I said, I do 25 plus years there as a taxi driver. I'm not getting what those other guys are getting. And I'm talking about making that money, right? Because only few people who don't even have a license. I watch myself by the 15th of November every year. All my paperwork is in this place before anybody else. And there are guys out there who doesn't even have a license, but yet still they're making more money than me. So I'm here to ask if somebody will, come and do the inspection that we normally used to have many years ago and see what is happening and just assess the whole situation and put it as it's supposed to be, because there is nowhere in America you go and you see a taxi stand and you have an individual name attached to it. It shouldn't work like that. We should be able to park everywhere. And like I said, we have 6 stands out there. I was the person who would lobby for that because I was told to go to the meeting and did that, and it was granted. So why can't we get the names off so that everybody could get a piece of the pie parked every which way at the taxi stand? Not just single out you can't go to the top because somebody else's name is on it. You're supposed to be able to park anywhere. And the rest of taxi drivers will put in their 2 cents about the whole thing, because we all are feeling the pressure. And I'm not going anywhere else to work. Like I said, 25-year plus, I'm there. My paperwork is always right. So why can't the rest do that? The manager told them that, okay, you don't have to have taxi license to drive. But yet still, I have mine just about every time. So please, we're looking for help right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, through you to the
Hilbert.
business administrator, does that fall underneath police department,
No, it falls under administration.
under administration?
So I was gonna ask, could the law department look at the legalities, whereas Mr. Davis said, regarding the names that are on the taxi stand?
We can.
So could we just find that out for
Sure.
you? And
Council
get-
President?
Well, I'm sorry, I still had another question. Who was responsible for the inspections? Mr. Davis mentioned that they used to have inspections previously.
They're done by the police department.
Council President, Council Vice President.
Going back into history, business administrator and I, we worked with the taxi drivers before because that's been an issue for some years, and they suggested the names go on the stand. So I gotta say, our business administrator has been very active in trying to satisfy the taxi drivers, and I think the driver that's here now knows me very well, right? Because we worked on this project years ago, and we tried to come up with a solution, which we thought we had. But I've been out there myself standing, seeing some of the action, and it's not good because, and I'm not gonna go into that tonight, but I think it's now for the business administrator, we need to have another meeting with the taxi drivers to find out what the issues is, and then we can do a resolution and come up with something that's agreeable to everybody. It's been a lot of back and forth. There's another little driver, what is his name, Carl, the one that we met at the library? Councilman Ross?
Lewis.
What's his
Louis.
name? Yeah, Louis. He wants a spot out there, so he's asking for his name to be put on a spot. And we can't, Louis, sit back there. How you doing tonight? Okay, good to see you. So we will take it under consideration, and our business administrator will call a meeting of the taxi drivers and come up with a solution for all of you that you can live with, okay? You can't talk from back there. You can't talk from back there. We got you. I got you. I just didn't see you, but, so, we will take that under the consideration. Because the business administrator took the lead on that with the taxes and the license and all of that.
Quelly Campbell.
Bailey Campbell, my address is on the sheet that I signed in.
Somebody's phone is causing feedback, so I'm not really quite sure whose phone it is. So we can all just turn our phones off or something, because it's causing feedback.
Are you trying to ask the council members?
Just saying, I don't know whose it is. I'm just gonna turn mine off.
Just one moment, please.
I just turned it off.
Ms. Campbell?
Yep. Okay, so I'm here because, as we all know, a couple of weeks ago, a young man was murdered in Metcalf Park. The city held a meeting, and they titled it a community meeting. However, the community did not have a chance to engage with officials, and that was very disheartening. We haven't even heard from any council member. That's even additionally disheartening. The issue at hand is that there's no lighting in the park at night. They have the lights on for a football team that we host. After that, the park goes dark. Marty Mays is not here. I came a month ago, he wasn't here. I've called him consistently for 3 weeks and left messages with his staff. He has not returned my phone call to this day. We did an assessment in the wintertime, it was about a year ago, of lighting. He sent the staff out there at night, 8 o'clock at night, myself and about 5 other residents was in that park, and we assessed exactly what lights we can have on that would not affect residents, that live close to the park. We stood out there for about an hour and did this. He was supposed to, I forgot the young man that works for him, he was supposed to go back, discuss this with Marty, and we come with an action plan to have some lights at night. Nothing happened. So that was a year ago. Here we are, post a murder in the park, and still no lights. It's a little act of something that we can do that would help the park, help residents, and help safety issues in our neighborhood. And I'm not sure why it's not being addressed. I'm not sure why we're being ignored. I'm not sure why Marty is not here when a lot of the issues that come before y'all have to do with Department of Public Works. And I'm not sure why he doesn't return phone calls. And if he can't return a phone call, he has staff that probably can return a phone call. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to spend my time calling him and not get a call back about something that is important. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. Nordia Gibbs.
Council President, I'm
Yes,
not
ma'am.
feeling well. Can I yield my time to my husband?
Did he sign? He did. Sure. Mr. Gibbs, is it Mr. Gibbs?
Darnell Gibbs.
All right, Mr. Let me just make sure this is okay, because I got some kind of looks, okay?
Got it.
It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
Cool, I can start. Cool. No problem.
Would you just state your name for the record?
Darnell Gibbs.
Address, please.
Orange, New Jersey. So I wanted to talk about resolution 4692024. Multiple people are going to talk about it as well, right? So what I find, just in case this is the phone getting off stack. So what I find about this particular resolution, like someone already mentioned, is just mind-blowing to me. The reason why I say it's mind-blowing to me is because I'm the CEO of Pure Natural Vibes, a cannabis dispensary located in West Orange, New Jersey. I find this mind-blowing for a couple reasons. So we're gonna go back in time. You guys initially approved this back in October 3rd, 2023 to the VA 100M Urban Renewal LLC, okay? This particular company was out of commission. When I say out of commission, this company was dormant or perhaps even maybe even owed taxes to the great state of New Jersey. This company was then reinstated July 2024 this year. So that means when this was awarded to them, that they probably was not in good standing with the state of New Jersey, all right? The gentleman referenced earlier the address. Then you, sir, responded with is a multi-tenant unit. Great. In a multi-tenant unit, you still have a suite number. I'm in a multi-tenant unit where my store is located. I have a suite number. All right? This address didn't have a suite number. Yeah, I know. Right? Excuse me. What I really find ironic is that the company that is being moved into, the BSD 100 Main LLC, had an address that the gentleman referenced as 523 Park Avenue in the great city here in Orange. But what's ironic to me is that a month later, they changed the address to 91 Main Street. I said, well, shoot, let me go check 91 Main Street out. You know what 91 Main Street is? You? You, sir, in the purple shirt, do you know what 91 Main Street is at? All right, you're not going to answer. Council President? No? How about you, sir? 91 Main Street, you know where it's at?
That's South Main.
Say again?
That's South Main.
What, on here? It says 91 Main Street. 91 Main Street is an old daycare. So if you guys will allow this person to get the award of this multi-million-dollar project, and he or she can't even fill out a simple address, how much confidence you have in this person? I'm just curious. And one of the statements in here states that the city did their due diligence to ensure that this person was legit. Another thing that bothers me about this one particular person that's assuming this particular project is that this person has only been in operations for 5 months. I'm gonna tell you right now, from a business standpoint, I'm a businessman, right? I own my company since 2019. I'm in a multi-billion-dollar industry. I can't even get $5 million. And I've been in business since 2019. So you're trying to tell me that this company being in business for 5 months could get $3 million? What bank they using? Another problem that I find with this is one, when you look up BSD 100 Me LLC, none of the owners are listed, all right? So you don't even know who owns it. With inside your ordinance, it says that you guys vetted this particular company and that you believe that they could do the work. I have never seen a company that's been in business for 5 months get a multi-million-dollar project. Usually you start small, you start something small. They got a multi-million-dollar project only being in operations for 5 months with an address that doesn't exist, and then you want to say, oh, it's South Main Street? Where they exist? I looked up the name. I did one extra step. I said, you know what? Let me look up this guy's name. I looked up this guy's name. Guess what the address is located at? New York City. How can you say that you
Excuse me,
operate in a state
Mr. Gibbs, just for one moment.
Yes.
Like whenever other people came up to speak, we were quiet and we allowed them to speak without any commentary. Could we please give Mr. Gibbs the floor and allow him to speak without any commentary from the audience, please? He deserves that respect.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
But once again, we're talking about an individual who signed for the paperwork for this. Is not even located in New Jersey. They're located in New York, right? In the business industry, that's what you consider washing money. You create fake and fictitious LLCs, and then you sign them over from one to another. That's the reason why they was in good standing when you guys first approved them, and they had to be reinstated. And I appreciate you for answering my question, sir. Shows the utmost respect to a citizen for asking a question. I appreciate it.
I think this is Laurie Hall. Is there a Laurie Hall? Okay. Brent Engel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Brent Engel, 174 Haywood Avenue. Wasn't here at the last meeting. I was at another meeting. The previous meeting, I had asked about decibel readers, if they had been purchased, and on the 21st of the month, I was told by 3 police officers that no, decibel meters have not been ordered. So basically, City Ordinance number 138, they can't enforce. So, you know, I'm a little perturbed about this because, you know, I requested from the police and I received a very nice thick stack of paper about a specific address that's been going back 12, 16 years, okay? And the reason why this ordinance, after the City of Orange redid their ordinance and didn't add a noise ordinance in, you know, why hasn't anything been done, you know, to help the citizens of Orange? You know, Another thing, another item, I received my tax bill. Okay? You can see right on the tax bill, there's a 1% amount that goes to the library. Now, I seriously doubt that that money goes directly to the library. I'm pretty sure, like all the other funds, it goes right into the general fund and then it is spent. On what? Not the library. You know, it's you know, a shame, you know, when you also look at your tax bill and you look at the other documentation that comes along with it, and a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, if you don't like your taxes, you know, look at the school board. Well, the thing is that what I read on there is that the city police department is actually getting more money than the Board of Ed. So, you know, that's what I read. So, you know, there were some specific numbers on there. So, you know, I'd really like some help somewhere with all of these problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Engel.
Chief Video.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to see everybody. It feels like I haven't seen you forever. You see on the meetings, but however, to your question, thank you for bringing it up. We do have the readers that came in about 4 weeks ago, and we have used them in the last couple of weeks in conjunction with our drone. There are no issues, no violations issued because we met the criteria. So, get it done.
You can't meet the criteria if you don't have the decimal readers. I'm saying, but
We have the decibel readers. They're in, and we used them 2 weeks ago. However, no city ordinance was issued because it didn't meet the standard to issue a ticket. It was low. As far as the school board making more money on us, I'm not even gonna comment on that. That's a good question for you, Mr. BA, so if you want to take that up. Any other questions while I'm up here?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
I just want to address the library tax piece. The library tax is collected and segregated, and it is remitted to the library on the first of every quarter in a lump sum.
Council President, to the
Councilman
BA.
Coley.
I know that the CFO isn't here, but I don't know what the library minimum is that we are statutorily required to give the library, but we give more than what the statutory minimum is. Do you mind expanding on that, Mr. BA, please?
Sure. The statutory minimum is somewhere in the neighborhood of $790,000 to $800,000 a year. We provide in excess of $1.1 million, $1.2 million to the library, including health benefits for their employees. And the library budget is determined by the independent board of trustees of the library.
G. Dario.
Good evening. My name is Godfrey Dario. I live 61 Cleveland Street. I've been living in the town of Orange for over 20-something years. I have an issue with my neighbor that lives 59 Cleveland Street. He's playing music in his backyard late at night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I work for the city of Newark. I'm an armed guard there. I work different shifts, double shifts. So when I come home, I'm tired. They playing music Saturday morning from 9 o'clock a.m. until I'm having headaches, This been going on for years. For like the last 2 years, the neighbor bought the house. I haven't been calling because I'm trying to be a nice neighbor. You know, they want to have their music playing. I have no problem with that. But when it's affecting me, my parents live out here now. They elderly. My father dealt with Alzheimer's. I have to deal with that too. And it's not fair, you know what I'm saying, to the residents that live on the block. They double parking. They urinating in the street, exposing themselves because they drunk. They serving alcohol to minors. My wife speaks Spanish, so she heard them on the microphone saying, check the ID. There's minors with beer. How is this going on in our town? And nobody's checking it. We have 2 schools on that block, 2 churches, and this is going on. I have pictures of they have soccer tournaments. So most of them, they Spanish. I have no problem with that. My wife is Latino. They come with their trucks because they do construction. They dropping their garbage across the street. They dropping their garbage across the street. Call the police. The police come when they want. They don't tell them to move. They don't go in the back and tell them to turn on the music. This is being a very, very big problem. Like I said, I moved here. I've been here for like 20-something years. Moved my parents here 3 years after I got here. And it's like I never experienced this before. I love the town of Orange. That's why I moved my family here. But I shouldn't be going through this. My parents shouldn't be going through this. The residents that live on the block shouldn't be going through this. We have 2 schools and 2 churches. What's going on with the city? Can somebody help me with this situation?
Daria, I'm the councilwoman for the North Ward. We are on top of that. We've had the police there. And when I come through the block and it's double parked cars, I always call the police because we know that's an area. Right now, I'm really upset because they put a coffee shop. We got 3, a bodega, a coffee shop, and a business on the corner. I don't know how, I'm questioning how that happened. I don't know how that happened because the coffee shop should never have come. So the police has been out there daily. If you there the last couple of weeks, they've been out there in the morning to make sure the cars move, make sure the kids are crossing and there's nobody getting hurt. And they've been ticketing the cars every day. 59, I've been in the back of that. And if you notice, we did legislation on volleyball courts. And they can no longer have courts in the back. They can no longer sell alcohol. There is a $10,000 fine if they are caught.
They playing bingo now. I'm
So
telling you, that's what they're doing. They're playing bingo.
I know everything you're telling me because I've been trying to be on top of that. Certain things, and I wish our police chief would come in here. I call all the time. They'll tell you I call all the time. But for some reason, we move one spot, they move to another spot.
Before my time is up, I just want to say, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's on the weekend.
I know.
Friday, they start maybe around 8 o'clock on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And it's every weekend. Right. They build a shed in the back, so they doing it in the wintertime too.
That's right. We don't, and we've had our code enforcement out there, we'd have our zoning officer out there, and I say if you're going to buy a house, create a business in the back, you should be paying commercial taxes and alleviate some of the taxes on our homeowners. We haven't got there yet, but there is a zoning violation, and we do call the police. I have another one at 294 Cleveland Street that just sprang up. We shut that down 2 Sundays ago. I mean, it was people from everywhere. So that is an issue of the North Ward and some of the other wards in this city that we're trying to curtail. Unfortunately, it's spreading faster than we can stop it, but we're trying. But 59 Cleveland, Police Chief, police chief, you made a note so that you could give that to your captain. that they would check that on the weekends, except, could you just explain what violations they could issue when they go? Because I was just told the other day by a resident that we can't shut stuff like that down. They can do what they want to do. So we need to figure out, so we're getting some pushback. So we need to figure out what violations we can give them when the cops go back there when they're doing that on the weekend. Luis? Is there Luis? I can't read the last name.
Yes, that's.
At 61 Cleveland Street? You're not speaking?
He said he's not at that address.
No, there's a 61.
Elevator? What's your address?
Just have him come up.
Huh?
Just have him come up.
What's your address? I'm like, wait.
If you're not Luis, did you sign the book?
Yeah, I signed the book. I'm Luis.
I don't see your name. What is the name? It is?
Yes, but the address you said, I think he said was
67 Cleveland Street.
You said
Yeah.
61, he's
That's what-
67.
67 Cleveland, right?
That's you.
That's him.
Luis, you need to make your sevens look like a 7. Come on.
Come on now.
You're on the price of the bike. Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
We can repeat Hilbert speak the same thing, the same problem. I speak with you already. You counsel already, so.
Right.
Why I got a license for everything for my car and for me? If the rest drivers don't have nothing. And nobody comes to inspection over there in the main street. So I need somebody to help with the car stands over there. Every time when I see Forrest, Mr. Forrest, I call him, he helps. And I have a lot of private taxis in the C-Town McLean. I speak Forrest too. He moved. Always when I need something, call Forrest because he sells too. He always help me. So this I need help over here with police because we pay $630 every month for the insurance, plus the office, plus the base, plus for me, right? So how I can make money if you have private cars over there in the C-Town? You make a line over there. When I speak with the guys over there, he say, I don't scare the police. So he's working over there. He pay $100 for the insurance every month. I pay $630 every month. So I need to make money, you know. Why I make everything legal, my taxes, so the rest we don't do nothing. Green Line Taxi, he have 30 cars with private plates. He work all in orange. But his base have in West Orange. So how I can work here? One time he have accident with the Hilbert in the Green Line with private plates. So nobody helped me there. And then over there also the tax time I need to, so he can help to move all the signs because we work like together everybody. Only one tax time we can't park over there. Like Hilbert said, they only come, he block, he call the police says, move, or I get fixed. You know, police. So I need to work in union everybody. Orange every day going up. I live here in Orange 16 years. I never had a problem. I do the event with the mayor 15 years in Orange Park. This year I make double big event in Orange Park. I never have a problem. This year mayor not go with me this year, only council stay. So I also stay going again. Thank you for, that's my question.
Now, Luis, why you there? Luis, why you there? You live on 67. The problem's at 59. Do you hear the loud music?
No, I live 67. I live over there 17 years.
But do you hear the loud music?
I don't make music, I play soccer.
Don't say anything else. Just don't say
But no, we don't have music.
Well, I guess you heard the complaint from Mr. Dario, so maybe you can help us in that neighborhood since you live right there.
I live on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I want to do something, I come to the city hall, I got the permit, I put sometimes go forest, sometimes ask police, is why I put in the door because a lot of people in the street coming to inside. When I do something.
Detective Johnson, could you take 59 and give it to Richards? Is it Richards? Because we did have a taxi czar, remember, years ago, that inspected the taxes. We need to bring that back. It used to be Sergeant Gary, and nobody replaced him except Richards, so we need to get that going again.
We already discussed that before. First, the individual came up and spoke about that, so we're gonna do the whole session.
And y'all need to be out there checking the taxi cabs.
Correct.
All right. All right. Now, Louis, don't you be the first one to get a ticket now. Jean Robert, 32 Lincoln Avenue. Darnell Gibbs, you already spoke, right? Yes, ma'am. All right. Adderley Saint Hilarion. Is there Adderley Saint Hilarion here? That concludes the public speakers for tonight.
Make a motion to close citizen.
And your name is, sir?
Sorry.
Mr. Peters? You should have been number 2. Somebody scratched your name out. I don't know where that came from.
It was Mr. Councilman Colby, probably. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
It's good to be back and in person and seeing everybody and having the opportunity to engage with you personally. Councilman Colby, we need more effective representation from Orlando Peters, the East Ward. They know me very well. We need more effective representation from you in the East Ward. We send you emails about some of the quality of life issues that we are experiencing. You forward it over to whomever, and it goes to dead man's land. There's no follow-up and no follow-through. We have been trying to get Park Avenue School to clean up their dumpster area. It's unbelievable. The rats around the property, the debris and the food and the wine, not the wine, but excuse me, but the food and the garbage from the school. I want to be able to submit this, Ms. Easton, so that the council members can actually take a good look at this to really see what's going on at the school. We've been trying to get Marty Mays to get involved, but Marty Mays does not return any calls or anything, so we need somebody to do something about that. It's unbelievable that you have to walk every day, drive by this and see this, and in midst of that we're having such a scourge of rats all around the school and in the area. So am I able to submit this?
Sure, you can pass it. We have a board member sitting in the back. Mr. Tarver, are you listening?
Yes.
So he can take it back to the Board of Education, which is where it belongs, to his maintenance crew, and he can help out. So he's sitting in the back. We have a board member back there.
The mayor was there last August of '23, and the mayor had sent the Department of Public Works the very next day to clean it up. So I don't know, we're just right here, you know, in the middle of all this. You walk down the street, you gotta be afraid. Watch out for rats and watch out for stray animals that's in the area. I was hoping that Marty Mays would be here tonight. Marty Mays does not return emails or any phone calls after even giving us the cell phone number to contact him. Well, he said it was easier to contact him by the cell phone, but that has not happened at all. 3/4 of our street is orange. 1/4 is East Orange. There are no signs on the street that can delineate where the property lines are. So you come down, enter in from Washington Street. You enter in from Washington Street, but that's East Orange. And then at some point it turns into Orange, but there's no signs up on the street to indicate that. So we need to have that addressed. Also, since the school has been expanded, there are no signs on the street. School zone, kids present, slow down, or the speed limit. These were all items that have been brought to Councilman Coley as well as Marty Mays. But to date, there has been nothing followed through appropriately. And the school has been, 20 years now almost? None of that has really taken place. Also, for Marty Mays, who was not here, so I guess BA, Mr. Hardwick, we have trees that have grown all around the wires, the electrical wires, not just the cables. We sent this over to Marty months and months ago. No response, no reply, nothing at all. So I hope somebody will be able to do that. And also there should be a slow down on the street. Some signs that if we've come pretty close to having kids hit, there's a lot of pedestrian and vehicle activity, particularly in the morning, with parents dropping their kids off, with teachers trying to find a parking space, everybody trying to get to their day destinations. So we need to have that looked at pretty closely, folks. We hope at some point that we will get, because this was already brought up again to Marty Mays and also to our council representative here, we need to get the speed humps, not just 1 or 2. We need really about 3 good speed humps to slow the traffic down. It's a one-way street. People come to take a shortcut through the street because you can come in from Washington Street and they put you right on, get you quickly to Park Avenue. It's always a speedway. So I'm hoping that at some point, Mr. Hardwick, that you guys can, I don't know why you can't reach out with the Board of Education as well to share in the cost. All the money that the Board of Education has. The very last thing, I hope at some point, Mr. Coley, that you will find it in your schedule to at least have a East Ward meeting. That would at least be a good optic for you. At least have an East Ward meeting. If you can't do it periodically, how about doing it occasionally? Thank you for your time.
And just so you know, Mr. Peters, the Board of Education does have a maintenance supervisor. Well, you don't have to come back to the mic. I'm just telling you.
It does not work. We've already gone through that. We were going through the meeting at the Board of Education. Non-effective.
Okay. I will make sure I reach out to the superintendent tomorrow and to the business administrator, because that has to be taken care of by the Board of Ed. And we have enough board members that should have been handled.
Yep.
Motion to close citizens' comments?
Motion to close citizens' comments.
Second, Ross.
Motion to close citizen comments by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Ross. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Council comments?
Now we will have council comments. Councilwoman Jamie Summers Johnson.
Greetings. I'll be short and sweet. We will be having a South Ward meeting in council chambers on October 23rd at 6 p.m. South Ward meeting.
council chambers, October 23rd at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Councilman Coley?
I'll be real brief. I'm not sure if it was you or Councilman Ross brought this issue up, the parking and the delivery of the trucks on Main Street. I was just thinking maybe if we could come up with some kind of plan, but it would have to be something that is spearheaded by the administration, where the deliveries is made like off business hours. Either early in the morning or after regular business hours, just to cut down on the congestion on Main Street.
You mean with the trucks?
Yes, with the trucks, with the deliveries.
Councilman Coley, we had that discussion with the administration, and we are currently working on some issues as to how we're going to work this out, because we had a meeting with the business owners on Main Street, and they said that, it would be hard for the delivery drivers to be there at a certain time. So we're trying to come up with some alternatives as to how it's going to work. And that's where it is right now, because, these delivery drivers, they can't say they're going to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, okay? And that's it. And I think the BA can, explain it more than that, but they can't be there at a certain time. So that's the issue.
Let Councilman Ross, let Councilman Coley, Councilman Montague, you and myself, we walked every business on Main Street, gave them a letter. We will have a meeting at City Hall to address these issues. And what do we have, maybe 6 businesses represented?
Yep. And not even that, was 4.
4 businesses represented. So we were trying to get a meeting with them so we could tell them what the issues were and try to get them to help us and give us some solutions. So maybe we'll try it again, but we had maybe 4 businesses to show up and discuss it. And that was some of the things that they said, that it's hard for them to let a truck to know when it's gonna come and when it needs to unload. So it's hard to set a time, because if a storm hits, truck gets caught in traffic, we could say 7 o'clock, they don't get here till 10. But the cops have been on it and making sure they move the traffic along. And when you're on Main Street and you see that happens, I usually call the police and say, Main Street needs some attention. And they send a police car right away. And we just need to continue to do that.
All right, thank you very much.
Business Administrator.
No.
Good?
And,
All right.
And Mr. Peters, I'm just a little shocked regarding the condition of the dumpster area at Park Avenue School. The school has to do better, and I don't know if it's the right thing for code enforcement to issue summons to the school board, but if that's what needs to happen, that just needs to happen just to get their attention, just to keep that area clean, because it's horrible. It's horrible that we have to live through that, at a school that was just recently renovated. It makes no sense. I'll leave it right there, thank you.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Good evening, everyone. My apologies for my tardiness. I had a prior engagement that went over time. So I'm not quite sure what was said in the beginning, but I would like to say Happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I dedicate this month to my grandmother, who did pass away from breast cancer back in 2019. That is why I have my pink here. But also, with that being said, I'm also raising awareness by having Wellness Wednesdays at my office at 170 Scotland Road, Suite 1. We have a social worker and someone there to also help people with their enrollment because this is healthcare enrollment season, and we also have someone there to help people who need any other resources and aid. So just to let all the residents know that we are there for you and we are here. And you can reach out to us, and whatever information we need to give you or redirect you, we will. I also want to say that I will also be hosting a clothing and supplies drive. The drop-off location will be, again, my office on Scotland Road. We are collecting toiletries, feminine products, coats, jackets, boots, gloves, socks, everything you could think of. I will be sharing the flyer with the clerk's office to distribute and the administration. And we hope to donate these items to a few of the women's shelters and a couple of the shelters that are solely for teenagers in our community. And hopefully we'll also be donating a few to the Seven Oaks Society, who will be having their clothing drive later on this winter. And another thing is, on October 12th, we will be having our day of service. Our day of service will be a cleanup day, and we're collaborating with the Department of Public Works. Director Mays is not here to speak to it, but we will also be offering leaf bags. We'll also have a booth for voter registration, because that will be the final weekend before the deadline, which is October 15th. So we hope to get everybody out and involved and clean up our community and participate in the West Ward. I will also be in the community tomorrow. We have community hours in the West Ward. We'll be walking and talking to a few of the neighbors on the blocks on Conover and about 2 more other blocks. There was a disturbance this past weekend where there were car accidents there was a car accident from a drunk driver who was in the area. So just so that the administration and everyone else here knows, the residents are highly concerned with the quality of life, and I have actually received more requests for speed bumps. Permit parking, those are our main issues, and I would love to be a part of that conversation so that we could see what other solutions we could actually give the community. I now turn to questions. We don't have directors here, so I just have questions to the business administrator. Is there any progress with the parking situation for Highland Avenue and Lincoln Avenue in regards to the 67 parking spaces that was dedicated in the community benefit?
A meeting is set for the beginning of next week. It's on Tuesday in my office.
Tuesday in your office with who?
With the developer of the project on Highland.
Okay.
Who?
Oh, so it's not a public, it's just you and the developer?
Correct.
Okay. All right. My second question is in regards to the well number 5. That is resolution, is this resolution? Yes, resolution 468-2024. I see the change order in regards to that they needed a different item for the construction phase. Did they provide a different timeline for this project?
So what happened, so that everybody's clear, is that they designed the project with a 25 horsepower pump, and when they actually did the construction document review for once the contract was let, they did shop drawings, and they determined in consultation with the contractor and the engineer that they needed a 50 horsepower pump and another valve that wasn't planned for. So that's the change order. That's the amount of why it's so big. And the schedule will change by about 6 months.
6 months, okay. Are there any separate precautions that are being taken care of, like due to that well not being up? Like, did we need to do anything?
That well hasn't been operating for years.
Right,
We're
so
rehabilitating it from scratch.
So in regards to, I believe we're still purchasing a certain amount of water from another community or from another source. So an estimate with the extra 6 months, has there been an assessment to tell us like how much that's gonna cost us for like an additional 6 months? that the well is still not operating?
It won't cost us anything because the well hasn't been operating for years. So there's no differential in what we're purchasing now as to what we would be purchasing. This gives us added capacity once the well is online.
Okay, thank you for answering my questions. Council President, my time went out, but I just have one more statement. Sure. Okay, one more statement. Not many of you know this, but I am in the trucking industry, logistics to be exact. Many of you may have heard that the ports in Port Newark have shut down. So I just want to keep everyone aware that there might be some delays in shipments. There might be delays in supplies on certain shelves. But I also want you all, not only as residents, but also as consumers, to keep this in mind, that if you're shopping, not necessarily maybe here in Orange, but anywhere else, just be aware of any price gouging that might occur. If you see it, report it, okay? If you see it, report it. You know, times are hard enough that we don't need to be squeezed. And we don't want people taking advantage of situations like this, especially when it's a labor negotiation situation. We hope and pray that it doesn't last long. But again, if you have any issues with food insecurities, we do have a pantry here in our community at 234 Lincoln Avenue, and we have staff that's readily and available to assist you if you do need any assistance in that aspect. Thank you, Council President.
Councilman Ross?
Thank you, Council Vice President. I have a issue that I talked about time before, and it's about the planning board. Planning board approves a lot of development in this city, and the city council members here don't know what is being developed until it comes before us as a financial agreement. I propose and I ask again that these developers should come before the city council with their plans, what they want to do, how they want to do it, and what they're looking for from the council as far as financial money or anything like that. You know, because I hear this evening, you know, residents know more about these developers or don't know about these developers than the planning board. And you know, that's not good, okay? If the developers came before the city council, there's another set of eyes. There's 7 eyes here that can look at what's being planned, what they want to do, and we can vet them out and see who they are and is it good for the city. And I keep saying that they need to come before the planning, before the council, before anything is approved before the planning board. And I ask that we do that, okay? Also, I just want to say that today, the month of October is Domestic Violence Month. Council President Adrian Wooten had a tree lighting ceremony earlier at Military Park that I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend, but she gladly does it every year. Domestic violence is a terrible, terrible disease. It affects individuals, families, and communities. Preventing it begins with awareness, education, and action. We all have a role to play, whether by recognizing the signs, supporting survivors, or speaking out when we witness abuse. Together we can create a culture of respect, safety, and zero tolerance for violence. Let's stand united to break the cycle and make our homes, relationships, and communities safer for everyone. The City of Orange, the Municipal Council, and the Orange Police Department are committed to assisting with a safe haven for the abused and will provide any and all resources that may be needed for the survivor. I know we don't like to mingle in other folks' business, but if you see something, say something. You could be saving somebody's life. I also want to ask Mr. B.A. Chris, can you give us an update on Main Street and let everybody know what the digging is all about and who's paying for that?
Sure, it's a PSE&G project. It's paid for exclusively by PSE&G. At the end of the project, they have to repave the area that they've dug up, and there's no taxpayer funds being spent on that project at all.
Okay, and they're going all the way up Main Street to the
All the
West
way up,
Orange border?
yes.
Okay, all right. I have two more things. On October 12th, we gotta have our shredding event again. So please bring documents for shredding to the Orange City Hall parking lot. The time is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The last thing, and probably the most important to me, is that we have an election in 34 days, an important election, presidential election, okay? I just want to give you some unofficial numbers from the last election that we had, September 18th. We have 18,924 voters in the city of Orange, out of 35, 36, 37 residents in the city. You know how many people voted? 778 people. Okay? We gotta do better than this, Orange. We gotta do better. So please, tell your friends, your family, anybody and everybody to come out and vote on November 5th. Okay? It's very important. Okay? And the last day to register to vote is October 15th. So if you know anybody that hasn't registered to vote, October 15th is the last day. Thank you, Council Vice President.
Thank you. Councilman Montague?
Good evening, everyone. This evening I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I want to ask B.A. Hartwick, what's the status on Brook Alley and the, I think it was the diesel fluid? Did we figure out the remedy?
We're still working on it.
Still working
The
on it?
diesel fuel was contaminated.
It's contaminated, so, okay.
So we have to have it removed from the tank, and then we have to have the tank cleaned out. So we're still working on the process.
So approximately how many trucks do we have that use diesel fluid? Approximately.
Including the fire trucks, between 15 and 20.
So they all have to use Wawas, basically, right? Okay. I'm going to defer to my council colleagues. Thank you.
You finished, Councilman? I only have a couple things. Don't forget that Saturday, October the 5th is Pink Out for Cancer. There will be a parade down Central Avenue, starting at Elmwood Park and ending at Orange, Monty Irving Orange Park. So if you want to participate, you have to go to Elmwood Avenue. Our high school band will be leading the parade or in the parade, and we hopefully, I'm not sure, that our ROTC unit, we have more than 100 students in ROTC in the city of Orange. And we just started that program, 2 years ago? So they are really interested in that. So, and I just stopped briefly to attend the open house at Cleveland Street, and we had standing room only. Cleveland Street is open, beautiful new facility, renovated facility. Our parents are coming out, and we just hope they keep that momentum going and be involved with their students as they learn academically and help and support the school district. Other thing I want to talk about is Bell Stadium. We have to, I don't want the residents of Orange to take a look at Bell Stadium. It's atrocious. We had gave homecoming there on Saturday, and all I heard when I went to work was how bad our stadium looked. We've got to do better. So we have to come up a way to renovate that stadium, and we're hoping that the members of our Board of Education will get involved and do something about it, but something has to be done. I mean, right now, we are the laughingstock of Essex County, and they're afraid for their children to play on those grounds. So we need to get a team together with the city and the Board of Education and come up with a way to renovate the stadium so that our city looks as good as the surrounding cities. The other thing I want to talk about, and I want to talk our city attorney to ask, because Councilman Ross brought up something about the planning board, but there's some land use legislation or legalities as to why the council can't really get involved. So I'm going to ask him to reach out to our attorney Wenzel, and maybe for our next matters for discussion that he come in and give an overview of the responsibilities of the planning board and how it relates to the city of Orange, and what the council and can get involved in and what they cannot get involved in. I know you want to meet with the developers, but legally, I don't think we can. It's just part of the land use stores. Hold on, I just want him to come. We're not gonna debate it tonight. We're gonna have Wenzel, our attorney for the planning board, come and give us insight into what we can do and set up a process, if that is possible to do, that we can move forward with that. I just want us to have clean hands when it comes to development, so that we don't end up with a lot of lawsuits. And Ms. Stewart mentioned Walgreens. I had the same issue with the shopping carts. I went to management and I was gonna write the company, and I think we all need to learn how to write the corporate offices when we see things like that, because we don't control Walgreens, but if you write the corporate office, they will probably put some carts in Walgreens. I complained about the one in West Orange, and the next time I went, I think they had 2 carts. Because you're right, as seniors, they use that as a tool to get around and shop, and we really need, and then you get your groceries, you walk around the store trying to hold them in your hand and they're falling all over the floor. So I think that's an initiative we need to start as a community to make sure we have the same things that the other stores do that's in our surrounding communities. And I think the rest of the things have been addressed, and we have some initiatives and things that we need to do, and I will make sure we follow up on them. Please move the agenda.
Yes, Council President.
Yes, Councilwoman Hibbert.
2 things, because I just had a message from a resident. They asked who did they report the price gouging if they see it in the community. You report it to the Division of Consumer Affairs. You can find their number online, but I'll give it to you now. It's 973-504-6240. Again, that's 973-504-6240. And then just to piggyback off of the conversation in regards to planning board, could we also invite the Nishoing group as well to speak to us, so that they could give us an update on that master plan and where we are standing, what milestones we've made, and how we can make better decisions moving into 2025.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please move the agenda.
Ordinance on second reading, 35-2024. The recommendation is to withdraw it. An ordinance to amend the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 200, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, Section 200-52-1, Handicap Parking Spaces. Is there a motion? Motion to withdraw?
Motion to withdraw Coley.
Second?
Second, Ross.
Motion to withdraw by Councilmember Coley, second by Councilmember Ross. On the motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley?
Yes.
Councilmember Eason?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert?
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III?
Yes.
Councilmember Ross?
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Wooten? Council President Wooten?
Is
Oh,
absent.
she left, okay. So this item has been withdrawn from the agenda. Ordinance 36-2024, an ordinance to amend the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 200, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, Section 200-52-1, Handicap Parking Spaces, 107 Elm Street. Are there any citizens who wish to speak? Motion to close citizen comments.
Motion to close citizens' comments.
Second, Ross.
Motion to close citizen comments by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Ross. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt Coley.
Second?
Ross.
Motion to adopt by Councilmember Coley, second by Councilmember Ross. On that motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert is absent.
Hilbert's right there.
Oh, where's she?
Right there.
Oh.
How you doing?
Oh, Wooten, okay.
Yeah, Wooten is-
Councilmember Hilbert?
Wait,
Okay.
got my vote.
You got to vote now.
Yes.
Okay, Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Wooten is absent?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Motion passed. 37 dash,
Councilwoman Easton?
Council President Eason, yeah, I
Yes.
called you already.
Oh, I don't think I responded, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. An ordinance to amend the code of the city, 37-2024. You know it's getting late. I just want to make that statement. 37-2024, an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Orange Township, chapter 200-33, entitled Schedule 2, oh no, 1-1, I don't know if that's 2 or 1-1. No parking certain hours, to revise the days and hours of restricted parking on Cleveland Street, sponsored by Councilmember Eason. Are there any citizens who wish to speak? Motion to close citizen comments?
Motion to close citizens' comments, Summers Johnson.
Second?
Second Coley.
Motion to close citizen comments by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Coley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt, Hilbert.
Motion to adopt by Councilmember Hilbert, second?
Second?
Councilmember Eason. On the motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten is absent. Okay, so motion passed. An ordinance amending Chapter 200.10.2 entitled Residential Parking, Permit Parking Zone A, Permit Parking Hours on Oakwood Avenue between Central Avenue and Wilson Place, sponsored by Councilmember Wooten. Are there any citizens who wish to speak?
Motion to close.
Coming up.
I just have a question about how this is even possible, because I've been trying to get permit parking on my block for the last 2 years. And each time I've been told that I had to wait because you guys are supposed to get with legal on how you're gonna do parking going forward. So I just wanna know, like, how is this possible?
Ms. Samuels, this is not approving permit parking, it's only changing the hours. The permit parking was
Oh, they
already
already had
there
it?
from years before.
Oh,
It's been there for years. We're just changing the hours.
okay.
Any other citizens wish to speak? Motion to close citizen comments?
Motion to close citizen comments, Summers Johnson.
Second, Ross.
Okay, motion to close citizen comments by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Ross. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt Coley.
Second, Hilbert.
Motion to adopt by Councilmember Coley, second by Councilmember Hilbert. On that motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten is absent. Motion passed. Ordinance introduction, first reading, 43-2024, an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Orange Township, chapter 200, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, section 200-52-1, handicap parking spaces, 614 Argyle Avenue. Motion to adopt on first?
Motion to adopt on first, Summers Johnson.
Second?
Second, Montague.
Motion to adopt on first by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Montague III. On that motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Wooten is absent. Motion passed. 44-2024, an ordinance to amend the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 200, entitled Vehicle and Traffic, Section 200-52-1, Handicap Parking Spaces, 334 Hawthorne Street. Motion to adopt on first?
Motion to adopt on first, Summers Johnson.
Second.
Motion to adopt on first by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Eason. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 45-2024, an ordinance of the, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten is absent. 45-2024, an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township, Essex County, New Jersey, authorizing assignment of financial agreement relating to Block 3002, Lot 6, more commonly known as 100 Main Street, Orange, New Jersey, VA 100 M Urban Renewal LLC to BSD 100 Main Urban Renewal LLC. A motion to adopt on first.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Montague III, second by Councilmember Eason on that motion. Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley?
No.
No. Councilmember Eason?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert?
No.
Councilmember Montague III?
Yes.
Councilmember Ross?
No.
Councilmember Summers Johnson?
No.
And Council President Wooten is absent. That's 4 noes, 2 yeas, and 1 absent. The motion did not pass. Consent agenda. Council members, all items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the city council will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. It is my understanding that Resolution 448 and 449 are going to be pulled. Correct? Okay, and, is that it?
You might as well
Council
pull
President.
469 and 470.
469
And 470.
and 473
No, 470. 469 and 470.
and 470. And, Councilmember Wooten said 473, but she's not here, so.
No, we're keeping that on.
Keeping it on. Thank you.
I'm going to withdraw
With
469. You're gonna withdraw 469.
469, 470. Okay, 448 and 449, they're all being withdrawn.
Can I pull 452?
Which one? Which one?
452, you want to pull it for a separate vote?
Yes.
So, any other items? The consent agenda consists of 450, 451, 453, 454, 455, 456, 457, 458, 459, 460, 461, 462, 463, 464, 465, 466, 467, 468, 471, 472, and 473 was not, right? 473 and 474. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Motion to adopt consent agenda, Summers Johnson.
Second.
Montague.
Motion to adopt by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Montague III. On that motion, seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason.
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert.
No.
No. Councilmember Montague III.
Yes.
Councilmember Ross.
I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, what are we voting on?
The consent agenda.
Consent.
Yes.
Yes. Councilmember Summers Johnson.
Yes.
And Council
Councilmember
President
Johnson pension.
is not here, so she's absent. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Clerk.
yeas, 1 no, and 1 absent. Motion passed.
Madam Clerk,
Hold on.
said it before you said it passed. I want to change it to abstain. I thought we were taking 473 out. Yes, so
No.
just abstain.
No. We're leaving it in.
So she wants to abstain.
Yes,
Because she voted.
She
Well,
voted no,
right.
she wanted to change her vote.
She wanted to
abstain.
change her vote.
Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
it's the same difference, right?
Yeah, okay,
Whether you
abstain.
abstain or you vote.
Okay. All right, abstain. Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. 448-2024, a resolution reappointing Hashim Garrett, a resident of the Orange, New Jersey, as a commissioner member of the Housing Authority of the City of Orange Township, New Jersey, for a term of 5 years, sponsored by Councilmember Ross. Is there a motion?
Motion to withdraw.
That's withdrawal.
That was withdrawn.
Did we vote on it, though? We just said we was, you gotta vote on it.
So we're
Now you
voting
gotta
to
vote on the
withdraw.
withdrawal. We said we was pulling it for a separate vote, so now we just need to vote on the withdrawal.
Voting to withdraw. Got it.
Okay, so the motion to withdraw is by you, my lovely
Yes.
lady?
Council President or Council Vice President, point of order?
Yes.
If it's just being withdrawn without being considered or taking no action, just withdraw it. You don't have to take a vote on it.
Okay.
Just withdraw it. It's 48, so just for the record is clear, 448, 449, they're being withdrawn by the administration, correct?
And 469.
And 452,
And 470.
469, and 470.
As well as 469 and 470 are being withdrawn by
So
the
I'm gonna
administration,
repeat that.
correct?
It's 448, 449, 452, 469, and 470.
No,
No?
they're not.
No.
She's doing separate vote for 4.
Separate vote for four.
So
Okay.
449 is not
Separate.
withdrawn.
It's 448, 449, 469, and
not
470 are being withdrawn by the administration. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
And
those
then you're
items
doing
have all been, 448, 449, 469, and 470, correct?
She's saying
It's being
452.
withdrawn by the administration.
They're all being withdrawn, and we're taking 452 for a separate vote. Okay, so 452,
No, wait.
okay, now I'm
Finish your
confused.
statement, because I'm confused.
Hold on. Let's get some order.
Yeah.
They are being withdrawn. 452 is going to be a separate vote. So that is the next action she will take, is on 452.
So my question is, why is 449 being withdrawn?
The administration pulled it.
Yeah, there were some legalities associated with it, which we discussed during our conference meeting. So if you need the notes on that, you can talk to the city attorney,
The city attorney's right here. Why can't he tell me that?
because he already explained it.
Because it's already, right, it was answered,
It
Councilwoman
was answered
Hilbert.
already.
Well, that's, let me say this in a professional manner. So I was not here, and the person who this resolution is dedicated to or referring to is present as well. So I don't think either one of us got a response. So I'm just asking kindly, could you just repeat that?
Councilwoman Hilbert, our city attorney will give you a written statement that you can share with the person that's here. There were some legal ramifications that he had with that. He will share that with you in a written document.
All right.
Okay? Move on.
So, I believe we're voting on 452-2024?
Yes.
A resolution of the City of Orange Township supporting Revolution NJ, sponsored by Councilmember Hilbert. Is there a motion?
Motion Montague.
Second, Summers Johnson.
Motion by Councilmember Montague the third, second by Councilmember Summers Johnson. On that motion,
On that motion, Councilwoman Hibbert?
Yes, so Revolution NJ is actually a nationwide thing that's going to be preparing our country, our states, and our municipalities to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States of America Declaration of Independence. Orange has amazing history related to the Revolutionary War. A lot of people talk about Morristown and Newark and George Washington coming through, but Orange has a lot of history as well. And I would like to create a committee of residents, people who are interested in preserving and also highlighting the history that has taken place in this city, and also educating our youth to empower them and understand the history as well of their great city. We are going to be working with the National Historic Preservation Committee and our local historians and commission as well. So anybody who is interested, this message is to the residents, anyone who's interested, please reach out to us. We really want this to be a phenomenal initiative for our city, where we will be doing things on an annual basis moving forward. And I do want to say thank you to our research attorney, Mr. Marlon Towns, for helping me write this. Thank you.
anyone else on the motion? Seeing none, roll call. Councilmember Coley,
Yes.
Councilmember Eason,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Montague III,
Yes.
Councilmember Ross,
Yes.
Councilmember Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten is absent. So the motion passed. And just to be clear, we pulled 448, 449, 469, and 470.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is there any new business? No. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn. Summers Johnson.
Second, Montague.
Okay, motion to adjourn by Councilmember Summers Johnson, second by Councilmember Montague III. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned at 9:33. You don't gotta sign tonight. You wanna come sign?
I'm sorry.
Professional setting. Ms. Cynthia, has our council president spoken to you about the chart that tells us what appointees?
I'll be in tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
Country's major natural resources are located: coal, oil, forest, water, agriculture. These are on or near Indian reservations.